Hi everyone, defending Elvis. How we going? So guys, someone has sent me this book. Elvis Presley Quotes and Facts. So the book is an anthology of 90 quotes from Elvis Presley and 100 selected by Blago Kirov facts about Elvis Presley. It grants Elvis reflections on subjects ranging from ambition and sin to God and the meaning of life. In addition, let me just put it where you can see it. In addition, the book shows the personality of Elvis into a different than legend, more than a human. So this is the book. I'm not sure. I actually don't know who sent it. So thank you. Whoever sent it, thank you. Blago Kirov. So yeah, a cute little book. I reckon we're going to go through this book with you guys. We're going to do a whole video on it. Sam Phillips gave an RCA record advertising in November 1955. He sold his contract with 20-year-old Elvis Presley for the outrageous sum of $40,000, clearing the way for Presley's nationwide international career. Now, I heard it was 35,000, but guys, who knows? Who knows, guys? But we're going to go through this. We're just going to go through it on a separate video. So, obviously, we are a Defending Elvis channel. Got myself a cup of tea. All right, I just had a message. My June Junico book's coming on the 16th of July. On our Wednesday. We won't need a signature. Okay, I look forward to that. So, guys, I've got so many books, haven't I? I need to give the books a lot more attention. I always have intended to get the book. You know, we could pick any book, couldn't we? We could pick Ginger's book, for example. All I really need to do, really, is give it an overview, read the intro, the back page, the front page, read the epilogue, you know. Just that alone will take over an hour, yeah. Then we just pick out some bits. But I do intend to, guys, but no time in the world for me to do things like I want to. For a retired man, I don't get any time. Right, anyway, which is just weird. But anyway, as I was saying, I have discovered this video. I've never seen this video before. I'm trying to move away from defending a bit. I'm trying to do a bit of both. I'm trying to go, we're an Elvis channel. Let's do lots of Elvis stuff, which is why I've just done a video all about Tupelo. So I'm trying to do Elvis related stuff that is just interesting. Yeah. But I am also a Defending Elvis channel. So every now and then we're going to have to tackle these things. I had a researcher speak to me today called Judy, and she gave me loads of very, very interesting information. She also sent me a copy of her book. Let me just tell you what it is. Let's see if I can get it up. I want to see if I can get the book up. Hang on a minute. Maybe if actually, I'll just tell it you, right. So the book is from someone called, I don't know Judy. I actually messaged her because she commented on my Defending Elvis channel, and then she left a comment about her book. So I messaged her saying, "Oh, what book?" And then so she's sent me a copy of the book. You know, I'm like, guys, I'm not the best person for reading. So the book is called. Let's have a look. Let me just get it. Elvis Aaron Presley, The Man and the Truth, and it's by Baby Bird, and it's a revised edition. The person who contacted me has sent me. Does anyone know this book? Can you see that, guys? Is it very clear? Let me just check. So, you know me, I don't read whole. I'm not really into reading a whole book. I get bored. Hi, Frederick. You're in the UK. Welcome to the UK. You're in Hertz. Unfortunately, Rick, the weather has turned for you, hasn't it? Because Rick, 2 days ago, we were having a heat wave, and now the weather is atrocious. Rick, what's the weather like where you are? So this book that Judy sent me, Judy Hunter, me and Judy were going back and forth on a chat. She has some pretty strong views. Many of the views she has, I understand, because her views have been said to me by many people. So I'm not going to read the whole book. I'm going to see if I can find someone who's reviewed the book. I will read some of it. So thanks for Judy for speaking to me. I'm trying to get that balance where we don't get carried away with defending. We don't upset too many people. To be honest with you, I'm bored of the backlash now. I'm like, ugh, more backlash is a bit, but it's after a while the backlash becomes a bit, oh God. Yeah, that's where I am at the moment. So because of it, I'm trying to do more, be more Elvis Presley based. Unfortunately for the world, this is a defending video because I am gonna criticize this video a lot. It's all about Dave Stanley. I'm not a big fan of Dave Stanley. He's still with us. I know that he does shows at the Westgate. Very unhappy with many things he said in the past. I don't hate him or anything. I just think he's been very unfair to Elvis. No, I think he's turned over a new leaf. He's a born again Christian. I've heard he gives a regular show discussing drugs. The bit that I don't like is that it's drugs in the name of Elvis, drugs in the name of helping people. But why in the name of Elvis? I struggle with that. Yeah. So obviously we have a bit of a relationship with Billy Stanley. So I want to try and stay a bit respectful. But the bottom line is I'm not happy with Dave Stanley, right? I have a feeling that when I start looking at this video, I'm not going to be happy. So this could be a bit of a hot potato. I don't know. I have not watched it. Let's just see what Frederick says. It's cooler today. It's been so humid. Yes, it's been very hot. So Frederick says, love it after the muggy heat back. Do you know what? England got too hot. England was too hot. I said it to my wife. I like warm weather, but that was too much. You couldn't sleep. You couldn't function. It was horrible. So my son's in the background. Rio, did you like the heat?
Yeah.
Rio was all right with it. Right, let's have a look. So, a current affair with David Stanley, which is the name of the program is Current Affair, WIVB TV, Buffalo, New York. The New York program, 1989. Do any of you remember? That program? News for Buffalo. I'm going to subscribe to them. I'm going to give them a like. Actually, no, I won't give them a like. I'll see how bad it is. So I honestly can tell you, I don't know. I'll say we are reviewing this. I have never seen this before. Reviewing this. I am a little bit worried. Okay. Let me just see what it says on the write-up. Maureen O'Boyle hosting as Maury has the night off. Jane Pauley announces retirement on AMTV. Okay, that doesn't really mean much to me. The main thing is dated October 27, 1989. Shall we see if they've got any other videos? Let's have a look. Let's go to their videos. Yeah, it looks like there's a mixture of stuff. A lot of it very retro. I mean, I love retro videos. I love watching stuff from back in the day. Is any of it relating to Elvis? Maybe not. Right, let me just have a look and see if on their playlist they have an Elvis bit. Sometimes they'll do that, won't they? They'll lump them together. No, I can't see any other Elvis bits. Found footage. No. Okay. Right. So, guys, take a breath because it could get nasty. Oh, yeah. One other thing. I did find Angie Marquez giving a tour of Graceland, but this is quite an old one. I wanted to play that on a different video. So let's start on this one. Okay, let me check your comments, and then we're gonna start watching this. Now, if this really bugs me, if it really pees me off, I'm gonna stop watching it, but we'll see. Remember, this is Team Elvis. We come together on a live, yeah? Watch Channel 4 Buffalo in the past. So you, Frederick, you know of it. So Deborah is in Missouri. The humidity is still hot. So do any of you guys recognize that channel? Any of you Americans? Obviously, we have 25, no more. We have 30% British people now. We have 35% Americans and the rest around the world. Thank you for joining us at Defending Elvis. Right, let's go with it, guys. Let's just see. Let's just see how bad this might be. Remember, we're here to defend. So if we hear negative things being said, we're going to jump in and defend Elvis.
And I rolled him over, and I had his face right before mine. His face was blue bloated. The king of rock and roll to you, my big brother to me, was dead.
Elvis's kid brother speaks out.
Obviously, guys, the quality is not good. So let me just get some water in my tea. Right. So, you know, unfortunately, Ricky and David did spend their lives saying just ridiculous things about Elvis. They keep, you know, obviously they grew up with Elvis. Elvis was so good to them. They were his stepbrothers. There's three of them, Billy as well. I've read the book, The Faith of Elvis, from Billy, which is a beautiful book. Billy has apologized for things he said in the past, for a book that he was involved with in the past. I like to think Billy has made amends, is trying to do good, is trying to do right by Elvis, and speaks beautifully about Elvis. And his book really is a great book, The Faith of Elvis. Elvis speaks to you through that book. You really get a sense of the Christian man in the book, The Faith of Elvis. Now, unfortunately, Stanley, the mother, has done some disgusting stuff concerning Elvis that I'm very unhappy with. Serious mistakes, should not ever have happened. We, the fans, are upset. Now, I would have thought the Stanley name has become a bit of a swear word with, you know, I always know that when I mention the Stanleys, I would lose subscribers. I get a backlash. Even when I was covering Billy's book, The Faith of Elvis, it upset people. Some people see it as a betrayal. I think, I see it differently. I think Billy is trying to make good. He now defends Elvis. He's written a beautiful book. He's done many interviews defending Elvis. So we have to give people a chance. The things that Stanley said were so disgusting. Yeah, no more to say about that. Just horrified by the whole thing. Now, David and Ricky have both admitted many things concerning their own habits, whether it be taking drugs. They've also said some pretty ridiculous things. David Stanley, again and again, kept saying, as I said, that Elvis took his life. It took an intentional drug overdose, which is just bullshit. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to whitewash Elvis. Elvis had a problem with prescription medication and may have abused them, may have been addicted, but he was very sick. He was very sick. And when you see David or Rick talking about Elvis, they don't bring up his illnesses. They don't bring up how sick he was, how unwell. He had very serious health problems. Recently, we praised Susanna Lee, who stood up against Dave Stanley, didn't she, in that interview with Terry Wogan, and defended Elvis, said no, Elvis was not the raving junkie that you make him out to be. The problem Dave and Rick have is that they seem to, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, everything I say on here is an opinion for entertainment purposes. Not a fact, just opinions, a discussion channel. That's all we are. The problem is they seem to have made a living off the back of Elvis concerning discussing his problem with prescription medication, calling him a druggie. Yeah. Saying that, obviously David saying that he committed suicide, things like that. Sort of, how can I say it? Sensationalized bullshit for the sake of making money. I think both of these men made a lot of money off the back of Elvis for all the wrong reasons. We know obviously Ricky's passed, but the truth is Dave's still out there. Now, Dave will sit there and praise Elvis, but he will also keep bringing up the drug stuff. He's obviously a Priscilla fan because he's looking forward to her new book coming out, which he said himself. So I'm still very upset as a fan with David Stanley. I've still got a problem with him. So let's just listen to this. I'll quickly check your comments. And, some people are tired of hearing this, but we do have to defend Elvis, guys. We do have to defend Elvis. It's that simple. Right, so let's just double check everyone. So hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me. Hi Stacey, hi Teresa, and everyone else. Emma, hi everyone. Let's press play. I am holding my breath a bit because I'm a little bit worried about what's going to be said. The quality is quite poor on this. Yeah. So how long is it going to go on for? 11? Is it 11? No, is it 11 minutes? I can't tell. Let me just make it bigger. 28 minutes, so we might have to do a part 2. Let's just play and we'll see.
For the first time about the death of the king.
I clearly state that Elvis Presley committed suicide.
Elvis.
Right, there we are. I clearly say Elvis Presley committed suicide. It's bullshit. It's total crap. Lisa was there with him that day, that night. It's bullshit. This is why we're so upset. This is why the Elvis fans around the world are just fed up with it. Because these people said whatever they needed to say to make money. It's just crap.
Sang his way through the misery of his own life, but he couldn't handle the pain alone.
A typical night with Elvis was 33 sleeping pills and 9 shots of Demerol.
Yes. So Elvis took 33 tablets and 9 shots of Demerol. Does anyone even believe that for a second? Could you imagine trying to take 33 pills and then 9 shots of Demerol? It's like, now remember, Elvis is with Lisa. Elvis is with Lisa. They know that Elvis went to the dentist to do racquetball. He recently had been to the fair. He'd been to see The Spy Who Loved Me at the theatre, the movies. He had gone to Ginger Alden's grandfather's funeral. But he will speak about Elvis as if he was caught up in a ball, injecting himself, shoveling handfuls of pill down his throat. It's such bullshit. Anything to make money.
Elvis's brother, shocking claims about what happened the night Elvis died. Elvis, what really happened?
No, Elvis, what bullshit. That's what all this is, guys. This is all about ratings, viewers. 100% David would have been paid handsomely to do this interview. And he enjoyed the fame. This brought Dave Stanley notoriety.
Jane Pauley, the matriarch of morning TV, has dropped out of the AM action in Videoland, promising to reappear in prime time. She announced it today on Today, and it was one of the oddest exit scenes of all times.
Yeah, I don't really know about this. Obviously, they're famous in America at the time, 1989.
Alarm clock.
It's been the week of Zsa Zsa. The country's gone gaga over the Gabor sentence and her less than timid reaction. Now Sister Ava demonstrates she got her share of the Gabor genes as Ava jumps to something other than Zsa Zsa's defense.
And you don't photograph that?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Current Affair. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Maury has the night off. It's an argument that won't go away, a controversy that just won't die. The questions about Elvis Presley's death continue to hang over the memory of the fallen king. Dave Stanley was Elvis's stepbrother. He was by Elvis's side through his last days. And he's now telling people what he says is the truth about how Elvis died.
His truth. Fake truth. This is fake news, guys.
Let's give David a warm Central Junior High welcome.
Oh, so they're all going to cheer him while because he grew up with Elvis. Remember, this person would not be known if it wasn't for Elvis. Elvis plucked these three boys out of obscurity. Because Dee Stanley married Vernon, I've heard Elvis encouraged Dee Stanley to bring these boys to Graceland, give them a better life. Elvis did that for them. And Elvis really took it on very seriously to be a good stepbrother and almost a father-like figure for these boys. He taught them about Christianity. He prayed with these boys. Yeah. Elvis was very, very good to these boys, very generous. He gave them a life they could only dream of. And this is how they're going to thank him.
Yeah!
The cheers of the crowd are still loud and strong, but it's from a much different audience these days. The crowd is also smaller, but no less important to Dave Stanley.
Some of you may know
So I'm just telling everyone we're here, okay, guys? Let's listen to the bullshit.
I'm the stepbrother to the late Elvis Presley. So as I share this story with you, you may laugh, you may cry, you might even get mad. But hopefully, you'll learn something.
Dave Stanley and his two brothers were hurled into the whirlwind at Graceland.
Hurled into the whirlwind. The whirlwind. Do you see that? Just the wording. So we know that the news clip is going to be quite anti-Elvis. Yeah. They weren't hurled into anything. It was a gift from God. It was like they were so lucky. Literally the luckiest people on the planet. The world that they entered once they went to Graceland, all because of Vernon liking Dee Stanley, who again, the things that she said about Elvis and Gladys are disgusting. But this was a dream come true for these boys. Yeah. The fact that Elvis wanted to be there for them. Yeah. They're so lucky. So lucky that this happened to them.
When their mom married Elvis Presley's dad back in 1960. Elvis was at the height of his phenomenal career, but he was a family man at heart and overjoyed at being a big brother to Billy, Ricky, and Dave. For the next 17 years...
That's true. He was overjoyed. I know they keep bringing up the 17 years, but it wasn't as simple as that. There were gaps. It wasn't straightforward that they were together every day from the day they moved in to the day Elvis died. There's more to it.
Dave Stanley was a member of the most exclusive club in show business, the King's Closest Circle, a group of Southern fried sycophants known as the Memphis Mafia.
Yeah, Southern fried sycophants. Now, I have strong views about the Memphis Mafia, but there's good ones and bad ones. There's the ones that were really there for him, that really loved him, and there's the ones that betrayed him and trashed him. So it isn't straightforward.
Dave dropped out of high school when Elvis made him an offer he couldn't refuse, a job as his personal bodyguard. And look where it took him. These exclusive home movies show Dave in his usual spot, right on stage, next to the King, keeping the fans from jumping on stage. He was making $50,000 a year.
Lucky him. Lucky Dave Stanley.
He owned a Ferrari. Not bad for a teenager. But it wasn't long before Elvis's inner demon spread beyond the King's skin-tight jumpsuit to those closest to him.
Here we go. So the problems Elvis had with prescription medication, because he was sick, he needed the prescription medication. He needed help from his doctor, his nurses, have jumped from his skin, from his jumpsuit, into Dave Stanley. How ridiculous. How about this? Dave Stanley being very weak-minded, just like getting stoned off his face, taking heroin, snorting cocaine. That may have happened. Everything I say is alleged for entertainment purposes, not a fact, just an opinion.
And look where that took Dave.
I went from a little marijuana to $300 a day worth of cocaine, amphetamines, barbiturates, Tuinol, Seconol, Carbitol, Placidil, Demerol, morphine. I mean, I'd smoke a tree trunk if I could get it lit, take a...
Yeah, because you're a druggie and you were being paid enough where you could buy these drugs. Don't blame Elvis.
Button if I thought I could get off on it, okay?
The road took its toll on Elvis, too, hooked on massive quantities of prescription drugs.
Oh, I wonder if they'll even bother to say how sick Elvis was. That Elvis had been sick for years. Elvis had been sick most of his life. I wonder if anyone will say that he'd inherited many genetic health problems that has been now proven in at least one medical book with Dr. Forrest Tennant. We've got the other book, Destined to Die Young, which is not a medical book, but it's done a lot of research. And we've uncovered that Elvis was very unwell, very sick.
The king of rock and roll ate his way into an abyss so deep that he couldn't chew his way out. Forget all the theories that Elvis
You mean he was sick?
had a heart attack or died accidentally. Little brother Dave Stanley was there, and he claims to have evidence that Elvis Presley committed suicide.
So he now has evidence that Elvis committed suicide. This is how ridiculous it is. Let me just check your comments. Now, guys, I know this is hard to listen to, but I am here to defend Elvis. Let me just check your thing, guys. I noticed that he was sitting in a very nice house when he was doing his documentary on Prime about Elvis's women. He was saying disgusting things. Yeah, Emma, I know. Shame on these people. Shame on these people. But I've never seen this before, ever. This is like a hidden away thing that I've never seen. So I thought I must share this with you guys. Let's keep going.
Things like Elvis saying goodbye to me 2 days before he died, I'll never see you again. 2 days later, I find him dead. Mending the fence with Priscilla. The last time he went to her house, I was there. We're driving home. I'm glad that Priscilla and Lisa's okay. I can...
See, I didn't know about this. Mending the fence at Priscilla's house. I'm glad that Priscilla and Lisa are okay. Let me listen to that. Now, remember, Lisa was at Gracelands when Elvis died. Let's listen to that bit again.
Elvis Presley committed suicide.
Things like Elvis saying goodbye to me 2 days before he died, I'll never see you again. 2 days later, I find him dead. Mending the fence with Priscilla. The last time he went to her house, I was there. We're driving home. I'm glad that Priscilla and Lisa's okay. I can go on now.
Has anyone ever heard that Elvis went to Priscilla's house and mended her fence? That sounds bullshit. It sounds a load of bullshit.
Elvis was getting his house in order. Elvis was on a premeditated self-destruct suicidal course, and on the 16th of August, it manifested.
Even though his daughter was in the room next door. Such crap.
And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain.
Right, I can't play the music, guys. Hang on, because I'll just get copyrighted. I think it's more or less done anyway. Okay.
I grabbed him by the shoulders, and I rolled him over, and I had his face right before mine. His face was blue bloated. His tongue was sticking out of his mouth, black, half bitten off.
Do you know what? Even if that's true, does anyone need to hear that? Does Elvis's stepbrother need to say that? Do you think Elvis would be okay that these three boys that Elvis was so good to all those years, longer than 10 years, that one of them, David, is speaking in this disgusting way about Elvis? Shame on you, Dave Stanley.
The king of rock and roll to you, my big brother to me, was dead. A typical night with Elvis.
Oh, he's your big brother, he's your big stepbrother, and you're very lucky you even knew him. More reason to not trash him.
Was 33
For money.
sleeping pills and 9 shots of Demerol. But on this
Bullshit. No one can physically take 33 tablets. No one.
particular night, he took that plus a load of Dilalin. Now, when I walked into Elvis's bathroom on the 16th of August, I saw all 3 of these packs laying on the floor empty. I saw the empty syringes laying on the floor.
We don't know if anything this man says is true. He's saying Elvis killed himself. But can we believe a word this man said?
I picked that stuff up immediately, and we began to dispose of it, to get rid of it, because there's that loyalty factor again. There's that protection factor again. And to me, that's evidence.
Loyalty. He's calling himself loyal. And then look at what he's saying.
That's enough evidence to
Oh,
me.
and more, much more than this.
Twined in each other's arms on the night of Vernon Presley's funeral. Dave doesn't deny the moonlight makeout session, but he insists it wasn't his idea.
Right, I want to play.
Backseat clinch with Elvis.
Right, so remember, so I've heard about this, that Priscilla had maybe had some kind of an encounter with David Stanley, sexual encounter. I've heard it was concerning Priscilla had some home movies. I think the Stanleys were in them. She wants to sell these movies to a TV company. she needed to get some release, some contract release signed by the three boys. She took them around the bars, got them a bit drunk. They ended up, I think, in David's house or his apartment. There's a swimming pool there. They did a bit of skinny dipping, and there's a possibility, alleged, that David got with Priscilla. Only a possibility, alleged, not a fact, just an opinion. Now let's see what is said.
His ex-wife, Priscilla. According to the book, Billy found Dave and Priscilla entwined in each other's arms on the night of Vernon Presley's funeral.
So Billy found them. Billy found them. Let me just go back a bit. I want to hear that again. Let's go.
Caught in a backseat clinch with Elvis's ex-wife, Priscilla. According to the book, Billy found Dave and Priscilla entwined in each other's arms on the night of Vernon Presley's funeral.
On the night of Vernon Presley's funeral. Now, I have heard this story, but can you see how disgusting that is, guys? You know, I mean, obviously, we exposed Priscilla for all her wrongdoing to Elvis. You know what I think of her book, guys. The whole book is very carefully designed to make her look like a poor victim, yeah? And it's also designed in a way to make Elvis and Priscilla look like they had a perfect romance that just happened to go wrong because Elvis was unfaithful and had a problem with prescription medication. So, you know, this is a reinvention of the truth. You've heard me say it a million times. Rewriting history. And no one stood up to Priscilla and disagreed with her, did they? She could say what she wants. No one disagreed with her. The whole world have gone along with this fake news. I call this fake news. That's just my opinion for entertainment purposes. But guys, what do you think about that? The fact that, you know, now there's two people involved in this, guys. You've got Priscilla, Elvis's ex-wife, who now says Elvis is the love of my life. I want to be buried by him. That's what she says. On the day of the funeral of Vernon Presley, so 1979, yeah? She's entwined with David Stanley. They've had a few drinks. She's trying to get them to sign these contracts, these releases, and she's there, allegedly, possibly, having sex with David Stanley. This is Elvis's ex, who says Elvis is the love of my life. Then you've got Dave Stanley, who is the stepbrother of Elvis. Remember, Elvis was so good to the Stanleys, all of them, including the mum, Dee. And Dave Stanley now is at some school, where there's teenagers, I'm guessing, and he's basically telling everyone that Elvis killed himself. Elvis committed suicide. Remember, Lisa Marie is alive. Lisa Marie is alive. She watches these programs. Yeah? She would have watched this. Elvis was really good to the Stanleys. David, that we're talking about now, is lying about Elvis, saying that Elvis killed himself. A premeditated plan to kill himself. Pre-planned. Even though Lisa was there. Even though Ginger Alden, who was with Elvis to the day he died, has said Elvis was very upbeat, optimistic, looking forward to the future. They did many things together. Like I just mentioned, they went to the movies, the fair, they went to Ginger Alden's grandfather's funeral, many other things. Elvis was playing racquetball the last night before he passed. But look the way that David Stanley's talking about him. Look at what Priscilla did. Poor Elvis is in heaven. His father has just died and Priscilla is sleeping, allegedly sleeping with David Stanley. You can't make it up, guys. It's disgusting. Both of them. Shame on both of them. Priscilla and Dave Stanley. It's literally, could you imagine how Elvis feels? Up in heaven, he's like, oh, look, there's my ex. Bonking, shagging, allegedly. The stepbrother, Dee's son, Vernon's stepson, whatever you call it, that I gave them a magic life. I gave the Stanleys a magic life. Don't forget, Elvis bought Dee and Vernon a home to live in. Yeah? I hear that Elvis refused to go to the wedding, by the way, Dee and Vernon's wedding. Elvis was horrified by them getting married so soon after Gladys died. My point is this. How would Elvis see all this? How would he feel? Seriously. He'd be like, is this really happening? Oh, look, there's Priscilla and David, that little boy that I grew up. I bought him hundreds of toys. I got him educated, taught him about religion, Christianity, gave him everything he could dream of. He was driving around in what car did he say he was driving? Was it a Ferrari? He was on 50 grand a year as a how old? 17-year-old boy. You can't even make it up, guys. It's disgusting. So we are going to have to do a part 2 on this. It's going on a bit longer than I thought, but it doesn't matter. Let's just keep going a bit longer. Both Chris and David are as bad as one another. Yeah, I think they are. Does anyone know why Elvis banned Billy Stanley from coming to Graceland? This was asked to Billy Smith. Joe, it was true, but they refused to say why anybody. Yeah, right. So Jamie, I don't know enough about Billy Stanley to go into all that. I'd need all this to be sent to me. There's a possibility there's someone called Judy who is sending me loads of information, but I think that's a separate topic, but I understand what you're saying. Right, let's keep going with this. Right, I don't want this to go longer than an hour, so once we get to an hour we're going to do a part 2. Okay, guys? I've got some spare time, so it's okay that we can stop and start. Let's get the... this is serious stuff, isn't it, guys? This is serious stuff. Let's just get the comments up. So, this is gutting, isn't it, guys? It's heartbreaking and gutting and difficult. It's difficult to discuss. Let me just see if I can get it up. This may even take 3 parts. Defending Elvis. Right, let's see if I can get the comments up. Right, here we are. So let me just see how long we're into this. There's 35 of you watching. Thank you. All right, we've still got 25 minutes, and then we're going to do part 2. Right, here we are. Okay, right. Let's keep going, guys. I've never watched this, so I don't know what's going to be said.
Dave doesn't deny the moonlight makeout session, but he insists it wasn't his idea.
So he admits it happened. He admits that he had sexual stuff with Priscilla, which is just disgusting. Priscilla, shame on you.
I thought of it as my dad's dead. We just put my daddy in the ground that day. He might have been Vernon Presley, might have been my stepfather for 17 years, but he was all I knew. Before the body was even almost in the ground, Priscilla was wanting to sign contracts for home movie releases, promising she'd make us a buck, and then after that she wanted to run out and go out and have a couple of drinks. I didn't have any problem with that back then.
Remember, Priscilla was very sexy, beautiful. Yeah. Could you imagine how, typical young man, teenager, and this older, very, very beautiful woman, basically naked because they went skinny dipping. How many men would have said no to Priscilla at that age? How old was he? 17, 18, 19? And this happened on the day of the funeral. Shame on both of them.
Though, Dave and other members of the extended Presley clan have a deep-rooted resentment for Priscilla, the child bride who later walked out.
Look, you can see them there. You can see that. I've never seen this. You can see, obviously, Elvis and Priscilla at the funeral, the 3 boys. It looks to me, I can't see which one is David. I think maybe the one in the grey top. I know I can see that one's Ricky. I'm not sure which one is David. But come on, guys, look at this. You've got Elvis, Priscilla, then you've got 3 boys, and one of those boys Priscilla is going to sleep with in 10 years' time. You can't make it up. It's disgusting.
Out on Elvis, but went on to claim rights to his legacy.
People who got this idea that Elvis, poor little Elvis's heart was broken, Priscilla left, and he killed himself, and he couldn't stand anymore. That's crap.
I agree with that. That Elvis didn't have his problems that he had because Priscilla left.
Crap, that's not true. Elvis got over Priscilla that quick.
Oh, I like that. That's the best thing I've heard. Elvis got over Priscilla that quick. Yes. First good thing you said, David Stanley. Hi, Richie boy.
I mean, Priscilla and Elvis divorced in 1972, and I saw Elvis's girlfriend the next day, and I said, good grief, this guy, he knows what he's doing.
What was Elvis like?
What was Elvis like? It would take me days to tell you, but just as briefly as I can, he was the nicest, kindest, most fun-loving, caring human being you've ever seen.
I like that. Did you hear that? Music to my ears. Yeah? Most caring human being you've ever seen. Nice, fun-loving. Then why? Why get with his wife, his ex-wife? Why say that he committed suicide? Why keep bringing up the prescription medication problems, the so-called drug problems for the next 30 years? Why?
David was lucky. After years of drug abuse, he's climbed out of the dark hole and turned from the king of rock and roll to the king of kings. He now lectures kids, using his famous brother as an example of how not to flush your life away. With the blend of brimstone and rock and roll, the kids are getting the message.
Now, some of you can go home and tell your parents that, hey, Elvis's stepbrother said that he was a human being, and your parents will go, no, he wasn't. He was a king. Well, my friend, there's only one king, and it wasn't Elvis Presley.
Right, I can't play the music. Let's keep going.
If you really believe, that's next. And a little later, the end of an era, the passing of Paulie. It's a sweet goodbye for Lady Jane.
Your Nissan dealer is having...
Right, let's see if any more is said. Don't forget, I haven't watched this. I've just skipped past all the adverts. Let's keep going.
The earthquake-interrupted World Series resumes tonight in San Francisco. One name you won't hear announced in the lineups is Rick Ferroli. Rick will never play baseball for a major league team, but there's no reason to feel sorry for Rick. Maybe he has another way of making his grass diamond dreams come true.
Right, hang on. Is it going to go on to Elvis or not? That could be the end of it. I don't know. Let's just see. I think it is. So, I'll just check. Yeah, so that's the end of it. So, it was obviously just a bit of a short news clip. Yeah. So, guys, I honestly, when I watch these kind of things, I just think, why? Why? Elvis didn't deserve it. What do you think? Put it in the comments, guys. Did Elvis deserve any of that? It's not even a long clip, is it? Was there any need for it? Anyway, so what I'm going to do, guys, I want to do, there's a video I want to play. We're going to do a tour of Beale Street. I want to do it on the Keto channel. Yeah? So I'm inviting all of you now to join me straight away on the Keto channel. Okay, guys? So I'll see you on the Keto channel in 1 minute. See you there.